Hello, my beautiful baddies. Welcome back to yet another episode of Your Inner Baddie Speaking. We are back to the love letter collection, and I'm always so excited whenever I record one of these episodes because I feel like every time I get to look back at an old love letter that I wrote for myself or write a new one, I just feel like it's a nice reminder for me of where I was, where I am today, and just another little piece of love, right? Like, it just reminds me to write caring words about myself, to remember the wins that I've had. And I just really hope that you guys are loving this love letter collection, and I hope that you are writing some love letters for yourself because you deserve all the fucking love in the world. So for this particular love letter, we're in the holiday season and it can be really tough, right? I mean, the holidays are built up as this time of love, of family, of loved ones, of, just people and warmth around you. Ironic on the warmth because obviously it's during like a colder season. And I hate the cold. So just a little known fact about me, F the cold. But I do love the holiday season in a weird way. I've had a complicated relationship with the holiday season, and this love letter is all about that. And it can be tough, right? As I mentioned, it can make you think about all of those things that it's supposed to be built on, the love, the family, the loved ones. It can make you look around and go, I don't have some of that, or I'm not feeling that this season, or, someone's not in my life anymore this season, or I don't have a romantic partner to come home with me for the holidays or to share memories with. All of those intricacies with the holidays start to bubble to the surface, right? Like, everyone's kind of going around like hot cocoa and fucking Christmas lights and being merry and jolly, but at the end of the day, that's just like what you see on like a holiday greeting card. It's not necessarily what's going on in everyone's life. And I'm sure, like me, some of you have struggled or are struggling with the holidays and loving yourself through the holidays. It can be very tough. It can be, these reminders of things that you don't have, but I want to switch that perspective. Like, this love letter is all about switching your perspective to get a better take on it, to instead of looking at what you don't have, to look at what's right in front of you. And sometimes I would say like it's a flaw of most people. I've definitely, I have been guilty of this. I won't lie. I've been very guilty of kind of looking at things with the glass half empty, right? Especially around times like this when things are like shoved down your throat, like Hallmark rom-coms shoved down your throat. And don't get me wrong, I love a good rom-com. All those scary movies and thrillers are my favorites. But this is like the season where these things come out in like full force. And for single people who are sitting around watching that shit, like, it can be both hopeful and it's like, ooh, yeah, I can't wait for like love to enter my life, or it can be really shitty and you're sitting there like, I don't have anyone to buy gifts for, I don't have anyone to share this love with, I don't have anyone to watch this movie with. I mean, like, it can be so basic as that, right? And we've all gone through that. We've all gone through those phases of focusing on those types of things. Like, I don't have that. I don't have this type of love at the holidays, or I don't have, a family to go home to, or I don't have a family that I want to go home to, or I am struggling with some of my relationships, and this puts a bigger emphasis on it because it's supposed to be all smiles and joy, and it's not always all that. So it's a hard time to both give love but also to receive your own love. And I also know, especially for women, and I'm sure for others as well, the holidays can be a hard time with like body image. Let's just be honest. I mean, a lot of these holidays are centered around food, which I love food, but like we're stuffing our faces at these holiday events. All of like it is literally like Elf. Like we are stuffing our faces with the 4 main food groups. Like we are literally just consuming sugar and comfort foods, and of course it's cold, so you want more comfort food, you want to feel comforted, and it all starts to add up, right? And pretty much from Halloween with the candy all the way through New Year's Eve, where you're supposed to be partying your butt off and drinking champagne, these are all things that are maybe not the healthiest for us, right? And choices that we would normally make in moderation. But here it's like we've just packed 3 months worth of non-stop eating sugar, eating baked goods, eating all of the comfort food that you can think of, right? And that is a very hard place to be in if you're entering this season with body image issues already, or if by engaging in all of these activities with, sweets and whatnot, it gets harder to love your body through the phases it might be going through, right? You might be seeing a couple extra pounds on your body. The pants might fit a little tight, right? And it's hard too because if you work in an office and they have, the holiday parties or people bringing in baked goods during this season, and it's like, I'm human, all right? Like, it's hard to say no. And yes, you could be like, oh, have self-control. You don't have to have shit that's like out and available for you. But like, all right, you try fending off the brownies or the cookies that are made by your friend that you know are fucking delicious. Like, I can only do so much, right? And also, I know it's about balance, but sometimes, let's be honest, the scales tip a little, right? Like I might, this 80-20 method of eating healthy 80% of the time, 20% of the time, knock your socks off, right? In this season, I'm definitely getting more to a 50-50, maybe even tipping that scale the other way, right? And we all do that stuff. Like, for the people who don't, kudos to you. I don't have that kind of willpower, but I feel you, right? Like having body image issues during this time is hard, especially when some of these events, like you want to dress up. Like New Year's Eve is all about dressing up. And like I even remember last year, I was struggling with some body image issues going into it. And, I was lifting weights a lot more, which does add more muscle on your body. But there's like this weird juxtaposition of knowing that your body is in a healthy state because you are doing the right things. You are, weightlifting, working out, whatnot, and that's adding muscle mass. But at the same time, when your pants don't fit, like nothing in your head is like, oh, it's the weights, it's the healthy lifestyle. No, you're like, fuck, I should put down the brownie, right? Apparently I really want brownies because that's the food I have mentioned several times in this episode. So maybe I need to make some after this. Start getting those calories in, right? But but it's hard. It's hard. And I struggled. Like New Year's Eve, I bought this, skin tight dress. And I remember one of the things that I paid attention to most of the evening, obviously I was enjoying myself and I had a lovely time in London with my friend Jasmine. Shout out to you, girl. Best New Year's Eve of my life. But while I was there, in the moments where I'm not giggling or we're sharing chocolate cake and having like espresso martinis, I'm like thinking about how my stomach looks in this skin tight dress. And I know that I am a naturally smaller person due to my metabolism, but everybody's got their insecurities, everybody's got their weak spots, and like, let's just be honest, one of mine is I don't look down and see like I could just fucking have something slide right off of it, right? Like it's got a hump to get over, and that's like natural for women. I think we forget that your body in your lower ab region isn't necessarily supposed to be flat. We are supposed to have like extra skin around there. However, tell my brain that, right? All I'm thinking of is like, ooh, do I gotta suck it in a little bit more? And is anybody noticing the fact that this dress is a little pulling in that area? Like you go through these motions. And it's so sad that we do that to ourselves. And it makes you want to like put down the brownies. It makes you want to not engage in some of these things. But our bodies are fluctuating and, our lives are fluctuating. And so with the ebb and flow of your life and where you are and how your body feels, I just want to encourage you to embrace the different seasons that you're in. Like, embrace yourself and love yourself through it. Because that little change in perspective of, okay, this is temporary, okay, like, maybe you make adjustments, maybe you do, go for a couple more walks than you normally would, and you don't have to. You literally do not have to. But if that's what makes you feel comfortable, just embrace how you feel, embrace yourself as you are, and love yourself as you are. And whatever makes you comfortable, do that so that way you can feel your love during the holiday season. And so with all of that encouragement and with all of that, I do want to read to you the love letter that was my little change in perspective on the holiday season. The holidays used to be a time when I leaned into what I was lacking. And if I'm being honest, wallowing in my own self-pity. Except Thanksgiving. We need more holidays centered around food because food never makes me sad. Especially not when my mom is doing the cooking. She's such a good frickin' cook. But I used to look around and see what wasn't there. Who wasn't there? Or compare to what other people had. Although, to this day, I'm beyond thankful that my family is not the type of family that like wakes up and does a 5K before the holidays. I mean, I'll take a walk on the beach because it's cold where I live, so where my parents live, when it's warm, I'll take advantage of that, but no 5Ks here. No 5Ks here. The holidays can be a hard time for many reasons. Whether it's a reminder of someone not being around, not having a romantic partner, difficult conversations to be had, butting heads, consuming too many calories and worrying too much about it, or a general sense of feeling alone. And for a long time, feelings like that are what I focused on. But as I've grown, I've come to realize that romanticizing my life and finding love in the small things and small moments are worth way more of my time and way more of my headspace. I look around now and I see who I have. I see a roof over our heads. I see people that I have who are excited to see me. I see food on the table. I see smiles across faces. I see sweatpants broken out when the other clothes start to get a little tight. I see relaxing on the couch as we watch movies we may or may not have been gifted, or simply watching because you know someone wants to see it. I see decorations all around. I see that I am surrounded by so much. The same things that used to feel like so little. And so every holiday, I change my perspective ever so slightly so that I can feel the love I have more and more. That I find love in the little things and love within me. And I know I threw some jokes around in there because honestly that is how I feel. And I just talked about like feeling body image issues around the holidays, but also wanting holidays based around food, right? And I think it's just because with Thanksgiving it feels so much easier. It's just, obviously it's about other things. Not gonna dive into that. I'm gonna focus on the food. But the food is like, that's what it's come to be. Like you gather for food, right? Whereas other holidays, there's elements of gifts, there's elements of focus on loved ones, there's elements of focused on, you know, being single if you don't have somebody, you know, there's elements of, you know, you didn't get something, right? There's something that you could be lacking, right? And there's more focus on that. So for me, it feels more simple when something is centered around, let's just eat a meal, right? That seems simpler to me. And I fucking love food. So, you know, and I was just talking about it with my coworkers, talking about turkey sandwiches and cranberry, and I found out that a couple of my coworkers don't even like cranberry jelly or cranberry sauce. And I judged a little, guys. I did, because my family makes fun of me for being the person that literally uses like turkey as a vehicle for cranberry jelly. And cranberry jelly is my favorite. I know, comes out of a can, some processed ass shit. And I know that the homemade stuff is like so much better, but for me, it's the jelly all day. Jelly all day. I will die on that hill. But it feels simple. Like talking about cranberry jelly versus cranberry sauce feels so much more simple than didn't get a gift, or it's Valentine's Day and I don't have a Valentine. Like those types of things tend to make the situation itself and the holiday itself way more difficult, in my opinion. I know that Thanksgiving can be a difficult time for people as well. And so I want to be very conscious that the holidays as a whole can be very difficult. And I really did, like, I'll be extremely honest here. New Year's Eve is like my least favorite holiday. Like, I have told people that I hate that holiday. And it might seem silly to someone else, but one of my deepest insecurities is feeling like people don't care about me. And, you know, with New Year's Eve, clock strikes midnight, and it's become a part of the tradition that you send or receive text messages or phone calls or whatever it may be of wishing somebody a happy new year, right? And obviously some people pass out before midnight. Some people, you know, like forget to reach out, what have you. But on a holiday where you're expected to hear from people that you care about, it has troubled me that I feel like people haven't reached out. And it, to me, it like opens the insecurity of mine, it opens that wound, and it just, for the slightest moment, because it's much different now than it used to be. It used to be like, I was already thinking it was just confirmation, right? Like a self-fulfilled prophecy, right? Now it's like just the faintest dull voice in the back of my head that's like, see, you think people care, but they don't even wish you a happy new year, right? And it just like opens up such a core wound, and I've had to really work through that quite a bit. And I'm not gonna lie, like I struggle with that still sometimes. Like if I see other people getting all of the messages and me getting like one from my mom, which thank you, Mom, for being my rock. But you know, it hits different when you hear from other people, right? Or honestly, I should be lucky that I hear from anybody. But it's not logical because people care about me regardless of if they text me Happy New Year's. But it's just a time where wounds can open and insecurities can come out, and it can feel painful. The holidays can feel painful. It can open up pain that maybe you weren't thinking about throughout the year, and it comes up now. So I just want to encourage you all, take a look at the things that you do have, right? If you got to make a list, right? Look at all those small moments where you do feel love, where you do feel joy, and maybe it is with yourself. Like one of the happiest New Year's Eves I had was fucking drinking a glass of champagne, having some chocolates that my parents got me for Christmas, chilling with my cat, watching Magic Mike, the movie, and giving myself a little cheers at midnight. And then I went to fucking bed. It was great, and it was just me and my cat. It was just us, right? And that's a cherished memory of mine. It should have been such a, I'm going through a divorce, and, all of these things could have weighed on me, but didn't, right? So take note of what does feel good, of what you do have. You have a roof over your head, you got food on the table, your bills are paid, you have somebody that wants to talk to you or spend the holidays with you. That's a fucking win, right? Did you wake up today? That's a win. These are all wins. Like sitting on the couch enjoying a movie with my family. We love movies. Those are always core memories for me. We watch an old Scrooge. I don't know which one. There's so many different versions. But we watch an older version of Scrooge every Christmas Eve, right? And no matter how many times it's fucking long and I might want to pass out during it, I love watching it with my family. I love that we know the songs to it. I love the tradition of it. That's something small, but it means so much to me. And it's probably something I'll continue for the rest of my life because I enjoy it. So focus on what you have. Don't focus on what you don't have. And I hope that in doing so, like it's done for me, it'll make you feel a little bit better about the holiday season. And love yourself through the season. Embrace yourself as you are, all of the feelings that come, do not ignore them. Embrace it, love yourself, and focus on the good. And I hope with that, you're having a great holiday season. And if you're not, listen to this, take some mental notes on what's feeling good for you, and make sure you do more of that next year. All right, guys, with that, say it with me. I'm a fucking baddie. All right, love y'all till next time.